Well, open science is something that's both new and not new. The first revolution in open science that you could talk about was actually in the Middle Ages with Leonardo da Vinci and Galileo, who were basically these individual scientists who did not share or collaborate as much with other scientists. Came the big revolution, which was the printing press, that allowed these scientific discoveries to get out there to the public and to other scientists. And what was incredible is that that led to an incredible amount of innovation. We're in the middle of a very similar innovation to that, which is the internet. All of a sudden you have scientists who can share, collaborate, and work on different scientific issues together. And the idea is that this will lead to an incredible amount of innovation and scientific discovery if you can share all of that scientific knowledge. This is mostly important because we want science to make a difference to humanity. We want scientific discoveries to actually play a role in helping people, in helping people solve their problems. And as such, what open science could potentially do is make sure that not just scientists are part of discovering those solutions, but also normal people can be part of those discussions about finding solutions to what are deep and systemic problems. Probably the best known example is the Human Genome Project, which actually allows the human genome to be openly available to the public. But one of the more interesting examples is something called Galaxy Zoo, where essentially 150,000 people on the internet got to look at 250 million galaxies and see basically the characteristics of these galaxies. That was their task, to see whether they were the different types of galaxies that they were. Now, that in and of itself was pretty incredible, because this was a task that no computer could do and no science departments could do on their own. They needed these huge amounts of amateurs to work on this. But the incredible thing is that a few of them actually saw an anomaly in these different galaxies, notably some galaxies that were slightly green. And they sent back the questions to the physicists who were looking at this and found out that they had discovered a new class of galaxy. And this is something that, again, supercomputers or a whole set of labs in different universities wouldn't have been able to do. So that was quite an incredible example of how open science can really make a difference. Well, first of all, what IDRC is interested in is how to ensure science and research makes a difference to the problems of the developing world. And we know that the developing world has not been part of those scientific discussions. For example, there's only about 0.5% of the research produced in the world in journal articles is produced by Africans. That means that we need to get scientists in the developing world to be part of that conversation. And open science is part of that. It's part of helping them get access to the research results, but also to be part of those collaborations. And just one example of that kind of collaboration is a project in Ghana where taxi drivers got sensors to be installed in their mobile phones, carbon sensors, and they got to drive around the city with these carbon sensors and measure in real time the level of carbon in the city. That data was then uploaded to an online map, which could really show the level of pollution in the city at different times. As a result, the mayors and the municipal government of Accra and Ghana could then take decisions on traffic congestion and other traffic management issues to ensure that carbon levels did not go too high in the city. So this is just one example of something also called citizen cyber science or open science that potentially could make a huge difference to the way science is done and how it impacts developing countries.